So are you ready to PR yourself? We'll remove the mystery from all things PR, and we'll discuss everything from our top strategies to tips and tricks and everything that you can utilize to further enhance your brand or your message. I've been in media, I'm a journalist, and I'm also a publicist. I am Leah Frazier, CEO of Think3 Media, and your host for PR Yourself with Leah Frazier. Let's go. And welcome back to PR Yourself with Leah Frazier, the space where entrepreneurs, creators, and go-getters learn how to elevate their message, own their narrative, and build the visibility that they deserve. I am your host, Leah Frazier, CEO of Think3 Media, based out of Dallas, Texas, and I'm so glad to be with you on yet another week to talk all things PR. But before we get into our episode for today, I just want to say this PR blunder made me laugh so hard that I have watched this video again and again and again. And the spoofs that have come out of this blooper is just, it's global, it's worldwide. And I'm pretty sure some of you may have seen it, but there was a QVC segment where Toni Brattin was on and they were talking about wigs, and she had one of the wigs on her head. And so her back, and the back of the wig was facing the camera. And instead of saying that it looks like a natural blowout, she actually says blowjob. And it is just hilarious to see this slip up on live TV. I think that what makes it one of my PR topics of the week for us to just chat through briefly is just the way that they recovered. I mean, completely mortifying. I know there's a part of the video where she just, after she can't recover, she kind of chuckles and then she just dips down and you don't see her in the frame anymore. But what happened afterwards was just all of the creators taking a hold of this video, making different spoofs about it, and then herself and QVC, them sharing it and collaborating with a lot of the creator posts to really just poke fun at themselves. And I just think this was probably the best rebound from a PR perspective. I'm curious to know if she sold out of those wigs, because it's so funny. People were like, well, if that's what's happening with those wigs, I'll take like 20 of them. So things like that, in a playful way. And then you see how brands recover when it comes to I wouldn't call it a crisis. It was an obvious slip up, but just to see how they recovered in a humorous way, a relatable way. It shows her human side, and all of the late night talk shows picked it up as well. Instead of issuing that standard PR statement and we're sorry, and to carry on with the joke with the rest of us was actually quite fun. So here's a clip of it in case you missed it.
I love to show the texture and this wave pattern. Again, it looks like you went and got a blowjob at your blowout at your salon. Oh my God. And it looks beautiful.
All right, so here's what's happening today. We're having a huge beauty sale. Everything ships to you for free, but that goes away at the end of the day. I will remind you that this is a one-time only price, where the price goes up at the end of the show, not the end of the day.
Now, didn't I tell you that's hilarious? That's kind of like, the older aunties or, talking about some stuff they ain't got no business talking about. But kudos to QVC, and a big kudos for Toni Brattin and the additional hostess of the show for really just recovering with grace, keeping the joke going, keeping the laughs going. We really needed it during this time. And it's probably, folks are online saying that it is their top TV blooper of the year. So I guess congrats are in order. And going ahead and moving on, we're going to go ahead and get into the show. I actually had something else planned for this week's episode from Gary Vee, but we're going to air that next episode because it is absolutely fascinating. If you guys aren't seeing this trend unfold online, I can't wait to share it with you. But I had the opportunity here in Dallas to go to an event presented by the North Central Texas Regional Certification Agency, known as NCTRCA. It was entitled A Night at the Met Gala 2026 out in Arlington, Texas. And MET was an acronym for Momentum, Excellence, and Transformation. And so it was an evening that honored small businesses, enterprises, that helps with certifying and doing supplier diversity with businesses. So it was an excellent, excellent gala. I mean, absolutely beautiful, stunning. They really did an incredible job. But once I heard that the legendary Mikki Taylor was going to be the keynote speaker, I was like, I got to be there. Because they had emailed me like, hey, do you want to come to this event? And then even further, do you want to cover as press? And I was like, only if I get to have an exclusive with Mikki Taylor. And so I did have the opportunity to interview Mikki exclusively. So that will be another bonus episode here on PR Yourself with Leah Frazier, as well as the video going up on YouTube. And some of the quotes from our discussion will also be shared on social media, but also in my write-up that's forthcoming with this iconic woman. But I recorded her keynote, and I'm not going to play the whole thing because out of fairness for those who bought a ticket and all of that, definitely not going to do that. However, as she was rounding out her keynote discussion, she left us with 7 points as business owners. And so I want to play that for you all so you can have an idea of just what magic she was creating and inspiration and the words we need to carry on when we feel like this entrepreneur thing is tough, and she's a woman that believes in purpose. She's a woman that, and I would say divine purpose. She believes in nobody can do what you can do. And so she's amazing. If you don't know much about Mikki Taylor, she's a popular writer. She's a motivational speaker. She's a TV personality. She is known affectionately as the country's leading authority on beauty and style for women of color. She is a trailblazer. Mikki Taylor was one of the first to go into those rooms, to go into the beauty industry and really advocate for Black women. She's a media veteran with more than 3 decades under her belt. She's currently the editor-at-large for Essence Magazine, the president of Mikki Taylor Enterprises, LLC, which is a strategic branding, consulting, and communications company. And she has several critically acclaimed books under her belt, Self-Seduction and Commander in Chic. So after we get back from the break, you're going to hear from Mikki Taylor, and she's going to leave you with 7 inspiring points to really light a fire under your behind, to keep you going in this business, one that she knows you were designed for and that your audience is waiting for you. And don't give up. You have what it takes. And so we'll be back after the break. And then when we come back, it will be Mikki Taylor. When you're the bottleneck in every major decision, growth isn't just about working harder. It's about working smarter. Since 2002, Integrality has helped entrepreneurs improve their operations through consulting, accelerator programs, and AI-driven platforms like Capixi. Our expert team delivers strategic solutions that drive profitable growth and reclaim valuable time. Ready to build a business that runs without you? Visit integralityllc.com and start your evolution today.
This episode is brought to you by Kitcaster. Kitcaster books you on top podcasts. How do funded startup founders attract prospects and talent? Podcast interviews. How do entrepreneurs with exits find new deals? Podcast interviews. How do C-suite execs differentiate in crowded markets? Podcast interviews. Kitcaster books you on top podcasts. Click the link in the show notes for a special offer. Celebrate good conversation.
And so my soul's intention tonight is to pack your metaphorical gift bags for what you need to take forward and what you need to leave behind. Because in order to succeed, you got to travel light. Some you got to let go. That's right. And so let me ask you one final question. Where is your soul saying, this is necessary? Where is your soul saying, this is necessary? Because there's never been a better time to define your why. Because knowledge is only wisdom when it's applied. And purpose is never fulfilled until it's activated. So don't leave here merely inspired. Leave here commissioned. Leave here commissioned. And with that, I'll leave you with a blueprint, what I call the 7 laws of emergence that I know distinguishes those who simply navigate change from those who define it. So, law number 1, diversify your future. Diversify your future. Build a business that no single customer, contract, or circumstance can hold hostage. One revenue stream is not a strategy, it's a dependency. It's a dependency. Maybe you need a 12-step program. I'm telling you, it's not going to work. The objective, I'm sorry, Angela, I just have no filter. The objective is expand your revenue, not just your reach. Create multiple pathways to revenue, because the stronger your revenue ecosystem, the greater your resilience. This is what will future-proof your business. So invest in new markets, new capabilities, new technology, new partnerships, new intellectual property. Don't build only for today's opportunity. Build a company that will still be thriving when the marketplace changes again, because it will. Better yet, build a business that creates a new model. So, know to self, text to self. Never allow one source to become your business strategy. Law number 2, become indispensable instead of competitive. How about that? Become more valuable. Ask, what problem do I solve that no one else solves the same way? How can your business deliver what the audience never dreamed they wanted? That's your competitive advantage. Note to self, certification may open the door. Your value and innovation are what keeps you on speed dial and essential in the room. Law number 3, build relationship capital. Build relationships before you need them. Relationships are your wealth. I have been able to pick up the phone and get folks to do stuff in Hollywood that somebody else had to pay for. Relationships. I just finished a documentary, and I got Denzel Washington in the documentary. Hey. I'm going to tell you nothing. Listen, all I have is the truth. I have Usher in the documentary. Yeah. Many entrepreneurs network only when they're looking for business, but today's success calls for building strategic relationships continuously. I tell young people that everything old is an antiquated, because, they think old people don't know anybody doing that anymore. Well, yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. And what you doing, how's that working for you? Yeah, they are. Because the elders, what they relied on fellowship. Networking in their minds was transactional. It was like sex. Oh, Angela's gonna throw me out. No, I'm not even gonna look over there. It was transactional, Angela. Sorry, it was. It was, what can I do for you? What can you do for me? But fellowship was richer. It was a vested interest, whereas people got to know one another, and they formed lasting relationships and partnerships, so that they could pick up the phone to one another and move possibility into reality. Fellowship. From this perspective, relationships create referrals, joint ventures, introductions, investment, without the need for a caveat. Look, if you have to pick up the phone and say, hey, so-and-so, you may not remember me, but we met at, bam, you were networking. You were networking. You weren't fellowshipping. And you missed the fellowship opportunity. Because now you got to build a bridge. You got to audition for your value. You got to get so-and-so to remember you. You got to take the long way home for a request that may ultimately be denied. Because you were networking. Note to self, don't collect contacts. You got cards and phone numbers in your phone. You don't even know who they are. I know you do. Get rid of that app. You're not using it. You'll be fine without it. It's taking up space. Your storage is full. Get rid of it. Don't collect contacts, cultivate relationships, and ultimately champions, because your future success will in part be determined by who trusts you enough to speak your name when you're not.
Come on now.
I was working on the Essence Black Women in Hollywood Award, and I called for Steven Spielberg because I love bringing people together who might not otherwise meet. And yeah, they called me back. They called me back when I have this thing for fashion and beauty, and when they called me back, I was looking at jewelry, and the phone kept ringing, and I was like, what is it? What is it? And I answered the phone. This is Marvin so-and-so. I'm calling from Steven Spielberg's office, and I was like, oh yes. Take that tone, boys. But yeah. So Steven's in Europe, and I've been trying to get him for you. Relationships. Your wealth. Law number 4, become the brand they can't ignore. Define your distinction. If you can't articulate your tendencies and why you matter, don't expect the marketplace to discover your revelation. It's not going to happen. People don't invest in what they don't understand. If they have to scratch their head about what you do, they're not calling. Your competitors can match your pricing. They can imitate your products. They can try to replicate your services, but they cannot duplicate your story, your purpose, or the unique way you create value. Own your narrative. Communicate your distinction. At every touch point, anything that bears your name, your company's name, must have your imprint and your distinction. Give people an undeniable evidence of who you are and what you stand for. The note to self is this: if you fail to communicate your distinction, the marketplace will overlook your contribution. Law number 5, master tomorrow's tools today. I put it this way: it's evolve or evaporate. Technology will multiply someone's vision, someone's influence, and someone's business. Make sure that it's yours. Here's what that looks like. Automate the routine so you can elevate the remarkable. How about that? Let technology handle the repetitive tasks while you focus on leadership, innovation, and relationships. That's what you get. Your to-do list is too long. And you got 3 people working for you at least, and they got time to go out to lunch and go shopping and stuff, and you working. What? Use AI to sharpen your strategy, not replace your judgment. I can't believe that. I remember one time I was working with ChatGPT, and I had put all this information in there, and it said, oh, well, you got a good thing going here. That's as far as we can go. I said, well, that's it. Later for you. Technology can analyze data, but wisdom still makes decisions. Yeah, it does. Own your digital presence. If your business can't be found, understood, or trusted online, you're invisible. Use data to make decisions, not assumptions. Know who you got, audience. Track your results, and let insight, not instinct alone, guide your growth.
Yeah, that's good.
Invest in technology that creates capacity. Buy back your time. I've been trying to get 6 more hours in a day. It's not going to happen. So I'm going to buy back my time with technology. Yep. Buy that so you could spend it building the business instead of constantly running it. There's a difference. Upskill yourself and your team. The businesses that learn the fastest will the longest. And note to self, let technology multiply your purpose before it multiplies someone else's advantage. Law number 6, own the conversation or surrender the opportunity. Own the conversation or surrender the opportunity. That's the way it goes. And the conversation now is global. Really is. In today's attention economy, invisibility is the fastest path to irrelevance. Become the voice before you become the vendor. How about that? Lead the conversation before you ask for the contract. Educate before you negotiate. Stop waiting to be discovered. Become impossible to ignore.
That's right.
Demonstrate your value consistently until the marketplace begins looking for you instead of you constantly looking for it. Give people a reason to remember you and a reason to recommend you. And the note to self here is, don't compete for attention, earn authority. Earn authority. notice but authority gets you chosen. And finally, law number 7, build your empire of purpose. Don't build a business that depends on your presence. You don't have to clone it. It's just one of you, one to go around. Be a hurricane that multiplies leadership, expands opportunity, and transforms lives. Build systems, not dependencies. Build infrastructure, not bottlenecks. Build leaders, not followers. Because a purpose that depends solely on you will never reach everyone it was created to serve. Every leader you develop extends your vision, expands your impact, and strengthens your empire. And so the note to self here is, an empire of purpose isn't measured by what you achieve for yourself, but by the opportunities you create, the leaders you develop, and how many others rise because of what you built. In closing, know this. Every architect leaves a signature on what they build. History has handed you the blueprint. Purpose has given you the assignment. Leadership has entrusted you with the responsibility. Now make it count. Thank you.
Now, wasn't that absolutely phenomenal? Y'all have no idea, when I was at the event, I had to turn my chair, like literally angle it to her, and I felt bad because my back was to my friend that was next to me, because I was all tapped in. I was just drawn in to what she said. She's just such a great keynote speaker. So thank you so much, Mikki Taylor, for pouring into us. Thank you once again to the NCTRCA organization for just a phenomenal event. I hope it's blessed you as much as it has blessed me. Again, you're going to want to keep it locked in here to PR Yourself with Leah Frazier, because I will be releasing Mikki and I's interview, just like I do with all the other interviews that I do when I do write-ups. So like we have Pinky Cole on here, Devon Franklin, all of those interviews. I don't think I dropped Blackstreet yet, so I should do that one soon too. But anytime I get interviews like that, I definitely upload them here for you guys so you can be inspired just as much as they inspire me. So keep it locked in. We'll have more from Mikki Taylor here in the next upcoming weeks. But if you liked what you heard, you know what you're going to do. You're going to like, you're going to comment, you're going to share, leave us a rating and a review. So many of you guys on last week's episode on TikTok Shop either emailed me that you had signed up or commented on our post on social media, started following Carrie Bonner, messaged Carrie. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I know sometimes when we do these podcasts, we think we're screaming into an echo chamber, but to know that you guys are listening and sharing the content and actually executing on the content means so much for me. So we'll definitely do a follow up on TikTok Shop and all that later on in this year. But again, thank you so much. So do the same with this episode. If it really hit you in the heartstrings and you know another entrepreneur who needs to hear this boost of inspiration, please share. It does nothing to send a text message on this podcast episode or share this with someone in an email or a text thread, or we can be in the group chat, however you want to do it. But thank you once again for tuning in, and until next time.